For the record, you should not start sending email 5 minutes before you have to go live. Not a good idea. Greetings. My name is Brian. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. Wow. It's freaking Friday, which is good. That means you get to not work tomorrow. This is my understanding of how that happens. Those who have been here a while know my schedule is a little bit different. In fact, I'm working right now. Technically. It's a nice technicality. What is a technicality? Oh yes, and it's Psoriasis Awareness Month. Don't forget. I did a video. It was not easy to come up with that idea. It took me up until the day of. The day of to actually make that. You're too bright. Stop that. There we go. So hopefully some of you watch that for just enjoyment's sake, if nothing else. Because I thought it was particularly funny. But that's me. Making fun of myself, really. Hello. People. Hello. Emily Chambers, I see you popped in early. Back to the replay. Thank you very much. We are doing very well on hours watched. They're just slowly creeping up to that 4,000 mark. 2,500 something, I believe, last time I checked. Which is a little less than an hour. That's good. 5 fingers high. Donner Pass Whiskey. Hello. Andrew Butler. Hello. Sorry. Let us get freaky. Getting jiggy with it. Oh, copyright strike. No. Music's too loud. It's distracting me. Background. Background. Yeah, that should be okay. Excuse me. Tater Dom, hello. You just got an email from me. If you will see the very beginning of this before the intro. It was you. I still might have misspelled something. It's a very simple stream tonight. I'm going to sit here and drink and chat with all of you. Hopefully chat with all of you. If it's just quiet, I can always talk to myself. I'd rather not. Keep that chat scrolling. Any questions or comments? We are starting with my usual tiny glass because I plan to go through numerous whiskeys. It's a nice trick. Try it on yourself someday. It's something about it's seeming like more in the glass and you having to pour and it's seeming like a lot. It's a weird little mental trick I'm trying out. But starting off with Eagle Rare, Tater Dom, you asked me a question about stuff from possibly over there. This is why I poured some Eagle Rare first, and it's kind of my default start, warm up my being. Off with. It's nice. Tastes a little different today because I had a sandwich about 3 minutes ago. Ham sandwich with rosemary. It's very nice. And that's basically the only thing I've eaten today. This is the norm. I had yogurt, drinkable yogurt because it's fast. It has 10 grams of protein in it. That's nice. And then I had some oatmeal with some craisins on it. That's always nice. That was this morning. Well, it's closer to noon, really. My sleep thing has been starting up again. That's always fun to deal with. No rhyme or reason to it. Just suddenly I'm staying up till 3 a.m. Where before I was getting up for normal. I've noticed like the pendulum effect of all this with me. Oops, I have to clear that. Look at this. Whoa. And this is just living with my mental stuff. I would say mental illness. I live with mental illness. I live with a mental illness. I live with multiple mental illnesses now I think about it. But I don't understand it. Like there's a pendulum to it. You know, sometimes I'm in the morning, and then slowly for a little while I'm having a normal pattern of sleep and functionalness, and then it goes the other way. It's where I'm up at 3 a.m. and waking up at 11 a.m. It's really interesting, is what it is. I don't know when it's gonna happen. It just does quietly. I'm not paying attention. Hopefully I can get that under control soon. I can never get it control on the weekends. That doesn't happen. We'll see. I have to do some work tomorrow. I was thinking about doing it today. I didn't. By work, I mean drinking whiskey. It's a weird thing to do, believe it or not. Got you. Hey, hey, hey. Yes. Exactly. I hope all of you did have a good week. And if not, you're here. You're free to complain. Another part of this internet thing. As you can tell, I am very content to just talk about my nonsense. I will say I picked up a bottle. Not particularly intentionally. Why did I do this? Hold on. There was reasoning. Oh, yes. I had to buy something. With me, I don't know if this works with you, but I have to give myself a reward or a niceness. I have to do something. I don't really like leaving my apartment. We'll start with that. So when I want to do something that requires that, it sends me to a, let's not say foreign, but populated place. I had to go buy just like containers to put stuff in. Or a container. No, two things. Anyway, it was at a Target. So I just drove up to a place that was a liquor store I like. Big one. And that was in the vicinity. So I got to go to the liquor store, look around, actually bought something. And then I went and did the grunt work of going through a Target where all these people were and buying the thing I wanted. I even went to the checkout, self-checkout. It didn't give me a receipt. I could have just taken it. But anyway, I did that. And then I came home. I'll tell you what it is in a sec. Mama KillCo, hello. 1 year diagnosis of, yeah. Good. Was that really a year ago? That does not feel like it was a year ago, but I guess that would have been around now. Yeah, because we were going to go to Austin. Wasn't it in September last year? I can't remember anything. Anyway, that's both good and not so great. That's right. Happy International Beer Day. I was thinking about that yesterday. I don't know why. I think it's because like Facebook was like, look what you did like 5 years ago. Great, thanks. I didn't go pick up any beer. I was out of it. I was too out of it today. I did go out to get some caffeine, but that was it. Other than that, I didn't leave my apartment. And the weird part is, went out, got my caffeinated beverages, 2 of them. One for today, one for tomorrow. I didn't actually finish the one for today, but I will. I got so tired after drinking half of it. I didn't finish it. So it was like a, it's 12 ounce, 12, whatever, 12 ounce we'll say. Caramel latte, iced, 2 shots of espresso in it. Drank half of it. And then my brain and my body and my mood disorder was like, guess what you want to do right now? You want to lie down and fall asleep. I did that for an hour. Now we're here. An hour of sleep and then me taking about 30 minutes to get out of bed. Good times. Very productive day. I had things I was supposed to do. They're getting pushed up for a maybe tomorrow. Just filming stuff. It'll take me like 45 minutes, but just getting myself into that mental state to be productive and functional. It's a bit tricky. Here's the bottle I bought. Oops. Ah! It's cold. Yeah. But this is Michter's Wheelbarrow Straight Rye. I know, a rye. How bizarre. Mr. Bourbon Guy. That's what I should call my channel. Mr. Bourbon Guy. No. I like my channel the way it is. But anyway, I saw that on the shelf and I had been asking my brother about it. Because there's a very specific story and time in my brother and my life. Not a great one for him. I'm not sure how I was doing, really. I probably wasn't doing great either. But I will tell that story in the video. I had to double check with him. It's like, hey, is this the bottle we drank that one time? He's like, yes, okay. Good. Mr. Rye Guy here. Exactly, you're Mr. Rye Guy. If anything. Anyone else? I don't know. Some Irish gold ale paired with it. Con kills you. Ooh, God, stop. Do not make me want to go out into the liquor store and get beer right now. I will leave right now. No, I won't. There's a liquor store down the road. I could walk there. They don't have very good beer selection. They have the junk beer. I'm a bit of a beer critic, I think. Or maybe not. I mean, I don't know. American beer is very It's national, international. What? International? National? It's beer time right now. Day. Thing. Saw it earlier. Mom, make sure Dad has a beer today, if any day, to celebrate the unfortunate diagnosis, but at least getting it and being able to start doing something about it. So that's the good spin on that. I have a vivid memory of when you told me that over the phone. Yeah, it was over the phone. I went instantly into activate do something mode, and it's still kind of fizzling around because I can't do much of anything except in November. I'm trying to do where I saw it. I can't find the comment. Oh yes, there we go. That took way too long. International Beer Day. Good. So, what was my point? Oh yeah, American beer. Kind of crap. There we go. They have the, I guess I could tell that story. For those who are unaware, I got into beers for a while before I got into whiskey. Not to the extent that I stuck with it, because I also gained a fair amount of weight through that time period. But I've still been trying to figure out exactly where I land with beers. I have a pretty good idea. But, yeah, I'm a little bit critical about beers. But thankfully, there's a nice brewery not too far away. The problem is it's Friday night. I don't think I'm going to be open after the stream, so... And I'm not going there. It's too busy. Maybe. But if it is International Beer Day on a Friday, I get the feeling that brewery will be particularly busy. They've been doing very well lately. They have comedy stuff and food trucks, and they have a giant open grassy area where you can watch the sunset like right there. It's nuts. Maybe I'll do a video there someday just to show off. Actually, I know the owner. I don't know if he'd mind that, but it's a video idea. Whiskey channel though, but an idea nonetheless. I've mentioned to him about the idea of distilling, so I'm slowly trying to bend him to my will, or get him comfortable with the idea of making whiskey too. It's usually the next step thing for breweries in my mind, but not always. It's a lot of hassle, taxes and beers and such. Yes, thank you, Mom KillCo, for showing up. Taste of sensibility. Welcome, happy Friday, Freaky Friday. It is freaking Friday. We are all here still. Another reason to do this. I made it another week. How are you? Good? We all good? Okay. And of course, much like Zenbud, let me know what you're drinking. If anything. Anything. I don't care what it is. Water, soda, bacon fat. Ooh. I mean, I kind of care then, because we have to have a talk. But, you know, I don't like to drink alone. I mean, technically I am alone in my apartment, but you get the idea. We're having a digital dram. That's a thing now. It really is. I can do this. There. Digital dram. I forgot to put the stuff up. I don't feel like it. If you would somehow like to support the channel, there's two things you can do. There's three things you can do. There are many things you can do. First, is that most of you are subscribed. Mr. Great Chat, cheers. Welcome. There's joining the Patreon, which is something you can do annually now. That's a wild one. It's a good one though, especially for the lower tiers, because it's just you're set for a year, and it doesn't have to charge you every month. So that's the other way, becoming a patron. Just appreciate that. I think I have like one complaint about people who join my Patreon. It's not a bad one. It's just I have to re-edit the end screen. I have to put your name in and shift things around. It's not hard. So more patrons, good. Eventually I'll have to make a third part. That'd be nice. We're getting there. We're getting to 20? I don't know if it took away that count. I think we're at 15, 16. I saw it earlier, but it didn't in my brain, you know. It's the other way, and then of course I haven't put it up today. I forgot again. But there are links down below to digitally send your support via the PayPal or the Venmo or the Mega Chat when you see the rabbit. People like the rabbit. It's up there usually. You do not have to, but it helps. And it makes the rabbit show up. I just didn't copy paste it and pin it because I was trying to send an email right before the stream started. Ooh, coffee. Coffee is a good one. Even though it is 7:16 right now for me. But still. Right? I have to edit the end screen. It's a weird problem. It's just like Photoshop stuff too. It's not complicated. It's more of a... The only complicated part is trying to make it look... It's like a leveling thing. You know, I got to make sure the font is the right size on all of them and shift them around just so they're lining up properly. I get very finicky about that, and that's more of a me problem than the actual doing. I get very like finicky about... How do I put it? It really bugs me when things aren't quite right, like a tilted painting or that kind of thing. Like this one, I'm still not 100% sure about. Even this thing, I'm not sure if it's quite lined up. Ah, Mr. Great Shot, that would do it. I would do it. There was a broader statement to all of you, our patrons on Patreon, to people other than me. There have been some weird glitchy stuff lately. So make sure you check your settings, make sure everything's clear, make sure your money went through, because they had some kind of flip-flop nonsense. So, Mr. Great Shot, don't worry. Your address change also coincided with a lot of other bullshit happening, so I wouldn't have known either way. Other than it saying like people resubscribe. That was one of the things that happened at least twice. Just looking at it going, what is happening? Nothing's actually changing. Stop it. Yes, visual balance. It's a thing. I don't like things being crooked. I like things lining up properly. I should like my apartment being clean, but really it's a very balanced mess. And if you upset the balance, things fall over. So I try not to upset the balance too much. Got to do it in little phases, or else. Next on the menu, I have 3 other whiskeys lined up for tonight. I'm falling behind already. I'm supposed to finish this 15 minutes in. We're having 4 whiskeys in 1 hour. Is that a good idea? No. Is it a bad idea? Not really. But it's, again, tiny glass for that reason, if nothing else. I've told myself, well, I've told people before I have a heavier hand when it comes to pouring whiskey. Not too bad. It's also really shaky, so there's that problem. If you've watched any of my videos and seen me try to pour whiskey into a glass for the video, you can tell. Oh, good. Yeah, that's the dangerous one, getting kicked out of tribe, since they're basically locked full. But I'm glad to hear everything got sorted, because it's annoying. First, we're doing the, it looks like rain today. I think it rained a little bit either today or it will later. Hold on. I love doing this, by the way. This is like Star Trek stuff right here. Hey, Google. What will the weather be like this evening?
23 this evening, the forecast is around 21 degrees with thunderstorms.
Thunderstorms. Looks like rain. Got it. Celsius, by the way, if everyone's wondering what the hell 23 degrees is on my phone, because reasons. If you don't know why I use Celsius, well, stick around. Here we go. This is, again, looks like rain just means that it's kind of low and needs to go. So, this is a Maker's 46 cask strength. I haven't really seen another one of these around, so keep your eye out. If you see a bunch on the shelf somewhere, good on you, but this is one I have to, you know, finagle around to find. Maybe I'll find another one soon, who knows. I have a very small list of whiskeys I like to keep on my shelf, this being one of them. Maker's Mark has 2, well, 3. Well, I mean, there's a lot of them over there, if you look. There's probably 4 or 5, besides this one and one other that's next to me. This one is over here just to remind me to pour it out for the samples that are going to Tater Dom. Haven't done that yet, because reasons. But that'll be going out next week. I have them here still, so I know what they are. I wouldn't think too hard about it. Anyhow, Maker's Mark 46 cast strength. It's the second pour of the evening, second pour. Then I'll be having a little bit of the Eleanor Wheated. This stuff is from Crowded Barrel. It is delightful. And I'm gonna be sad once this is gone. Speaking of Eleanor. And then Rare Breed. Again. These ones are looking like rain because I tend to grab them frequently. Not too frequently, since I've had all of these bottles for about minimum of 2 years. I don't know how long I've had any. But those have taken me a while to whittle down. And now they are sitting directly next to me. So when I think about, oh, I'd like to have a whiskey, what should it be? One of those! Pick one. Just stop opening new ones. I have to make videos. Oh. Oh. Alright. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Oh my goodness. French oak smells so amazing. It's a bit wild. Like I usually say it smells purple. It's like a grape note, almost flowery. No, don't do that. It's a very rare thing, but occasionally I will just have tears come out of my eyeballs. Because mood disorder. Doesn't happen very often. Hasn't happened in a while. Also, maybe I just had too much liquid in that eye. I don't know. Oh my god, it smells so good. It smells so good, it made me cry. Yeah. Yes, there we go. There's that. I gotta highlight the stuff we're talking about, or else it get confusing. Poached! No! Our scotch is from our low shelf this past week. I have a lot of stuff on my low shelf, but some of it is whiskey I do not like and do not drink. And I don't know what to do with it. I'm not going to. It's not the big whiskey vault where people will probably try it. Mine is down yonder. And it's whiskeys I probably won't touch. A couple that are gifts. Like there's one down there that's a Bushmills. Just standard Bushmills. I don't know when I'm going to open that. Maybe I'll do a video. I don't think well, I'm not sure. I've had a few recent thoughts where I think, oh, I could buy this, standard bottle. I don't think I ever did a video. And then I go, did I? I don't know. I have lots of videos out there. Especially if I do once a week for the past 3 to 4 years. On and off, by the way, so not everyone. I don't want to do the math. I'm not going to. But it's enough. And then there's, of course, December. 24, 25 whiskey video streams that month. That's enough. Plenty. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do for December. So if you have anything that looks interesting, let me know. Or if you want to donate something that's interesting, you can also do that. But I've been looking at Mama KillCo asked me about the Flaviar thing again. It's an option. I know there's another one that happens within the internet whiskey community. It's very expensive. More expensive than the Flaviar one, I bet. We'll see. That seems far off, but it's really right around the corner. My brain's telling me, it's like, oh, we're in the beginning of August. You mean we're almost in September, right? Which is close to October, which is right next to November. And then comes December. We are now more than halfway through the year, officially. Ugh. You could say that with July. I don't. Oh, that's a higher proof, all right. I'd say July is my month. It doesn't count. It is a very summer month, though. Yes, it is a very uncomfortable video to make, but I did. Papa KillCo, hello. Congrats, you're still here. After the diagnosis a year ago. Mom told us about that earlier. Ugh. That puts a bit of a twist in my mood today, but not in a bad way. It's a good way. Ugh. And again, I told Mom, I remember exactly how I reacted when she told me. It was a very typical move for someone with my anxiety stuff, is that I needed to do something immediately. I couldn't, because of what it is. So, not pleasant. We're doing good. Well, you and Mom are doing good. Going to Boston over and over again. Ugh. You guys should be up with Zen Boot at some point. Have lunch. That's an idea. I didn't even think about that until now. Or Jimmy Jazz, who's still on vacation, I think. Out in the world. There was going to be, I will say this to all of you, as a prelude idea. Let me know what you think. Because it would be very complicated for me, but I could do it. Is Irene sometimes does tastings and bottle releases on Fridays or Saturdays. And she has given me permission to do a live stream from her store. It would be a little earlier. In all likelihood, it would start at 6, not 7. And possibly go longer than an hour. Almost definitely. So that's an idea that has been put into my mind as a thing. A possibility. Because I realize, like, Irene has been doing more channels, like live streams and such. And I, of course, realize it's like, I go there. I could just live stream talking to her right there. Like, in person. I find that hilarious. But she's also extremely busy. Extremely. And it's not an easy thing to do, to own a liquor store and have a regular job and do barrel picks and travel everywhere. I mean, she has a lot more energy than I do. I can't even get out of bed sometimes, but it means I get more good whiskey. I have a number of bottles sitting over here that are hers, or at least one. There's gotta be more than one over there, but yeah, there's at least 2. Possibly 3? Hard to tell. I hope all of you get to just try Maker's 46. Doesn't even have to be the cask strength, but it is so delightful what the French oak does to it. It just gives it this fruit forward note, like a like a plum or a grape, not necessarily a grape, but big honkin' fruit. Spencer Map, hello. How are you? Shh. The unwell lady next door is yelling at her cats or rabbits or whatever the hell she has over there. She does that a lot. Don't you? It's one thing I have learned about, when living by myself in my own apartment with walls that are far too thin, is that I am more sane than most other people. That says a lot. Because I am not okay. But other people, man, they are out of control with their emotions and the way they react to things. And it's, I don't know if it's healthy or not. Right? I can't even do that. I think I forgot to post something from a couple of days ago, but nothing crazy. I took a picture of a flower and I want to share. Very nice flower. Ordering a bottle of the new British Bourbon Society. Weller 107 single pair. How dare you give it? Give it to me. You have no idea how much I like Weller 107. Don't. It would be incredibly complicated, and I'm sure it's very difficult for you to get a bottle. So, well, if you want, well, I guess I should talk about that. There are the options for donating bottles, but it's a complicated process. But it can be done for those who want to. There are at least 1 or 2 ways to do it. For example, there's a liquor store near me where you can order a bottle. I will pick it up. Or you could send it yourself. Because the thing I really like about the whiskey community, because it gets me whiskey, is also the fact that there are bottles that people want in other places, and they just can't find them sometimes. So we get to, you know, trade or just share. I like that. I'll be doing a little bit of that next time I go to Irene's. Irene donated a bottle to the Alzheimer's fundraiser that Whiskey Mountains did. They made a lot of money. Hold on. Oh yeah, and I have to go get the bottle that Irene donated, and I have a sample pack that is going out coincidentally to someone named Cliff, who lives not far from here and can also go to Irene's. What are the odds? Cleared it. And about, I was talking about Weller 107, well, I was writing about Weller 107 earlier today. Oh, it makes me sad. Do I still have the empty bottle? Probably. I can't see it. I have a number of bottles that are just sitting on the floor that need to go because they're empty. There's an E.H. Taylor there too. I didn't need to see that. It's been empty for a long time. The conversation in the email, which I'm not going to tell you who, but it's not hard to figure out, is Buffalo Trace, man. I was asked, like, what kind of bottles would you like if they're over there? I'm like, Buffalo Trace bottles. Like, just two. Weller 107 and E.H. Taylor are the two I really like. But they're also super hard to get, and there are a variety of other Buffalo Traces I haven't had. I didn't know there was, like, a mega fancy version of Blanton's. Blanton's? Blantons. I believe I saw that bottle in John Wick. I immediately my eyes went to it immediately, because I recognized the bottle. There's one other one with a green band around it. It's ridiculous. Would I like to try them? Yeah. Will I ever have one? No. I'm not going to buy them. I'm not going to look for them. They don't exist in my money. But I have tried some that do, and they're really good. I really don't. I hope you get one. You better get one. That's a big deal over there, right? I mean, Weller itself, like, we're talking about Buffalo Trace stuff. Like, you are in a whole other country. Across the pond, as they'd say. So, and even getting that kind of bottle here is stupid. So I'm glad to hear that you are in the process of obtaining one. Yeah, it sounded right. I just realized I was warming up my whiskey with my body heat. You can do that. It does change the experience slightly. What I've learned, or what I found interesting, over the years with tastes and how making bourbons and whiskeys in general works, is how cold and heat do things. Let me see if I remember. Cold constricts things. Easy to remember because you're cold, you go like this. You constrict yourself because you're cold. And that happens with the wood and oak barrels, so they tighten and the whiskey gets pushed out. And in the summer, they were released, they were attacked. Just like you, if it's hot out, you're like this. And that, the tensity, sure, of the barrel, you know, calms down and the whiskey goes back in again. It's like a spongy process. It's a little weird, but that's how it works. And you can do that with your whiskey by accident. Putting it on the rocks or holding it in your hand too long. It will warm up your whiskey. And you'll taste a little more if it's warm, and you won't taste as much if it's cold. You've learned something if you didn't know that already. Sorry. The people who run the BBS are very good at making friends in the industry, but that's quite an achievement even for them. Yeah, you told me that, and I immediately wanted one, but I also know that's a big deal over there. That's not an easy thing to do at all. Because I can't even get one. I live in the States. I need to find a guy. That's what I need to do. I need to go to some kind of small-time liquor store where they just have Buffalo Trace products like E.H. Taylor and Weller 107 on the shelf. And the guy gets it regularly at MSRP. To dream the impossible dream. Sorry. Not gonna happen anytime soon. It'd be nice, Irene. She actually does get stuff like that, and she does a whole, what is it called? A raffle thing. Shh, don't tell me. The less people who go, the better. And the trick there is that you get the bottle at MSRP, so exactly MSRP, but there's a tax. Well, not a tax, but you have to get the bottle at MSRP. You also have to donate a certain amount to a charity at the same time. So the price goes up for different reasons. You know, there's the people who are trying to gouge you on Buffalo Trace products, and then there's stuff like what Irene does. Hello. There's stuff like what Irene does, where you pay the exact price and you're gonna pay a little extra no matter what, anywhere you go. But instead of it going into the pockets of people who are just jacking up the prices, it goes to funds for charities. That's the good that the whiskey world can do, because people in the whiskey world tend to have a little excess money. Me, not so much. I don't know how this happened, really. But, you know, there are people who spend a lot more money on their whiskey collection than I do. And that means they can also help out with charity funds. That's the great thing. For them, I do what little I can. This is my quest. Yeah, you know what I'm doing. That's a very hard song to sing, by the way. You need a lot of breath control. I did have to learn it. Hell yeah. I need Jimmy Jazz to come back from his vacation. I still have his samples sitting in front of me. And all of them, sorry, that was loud. All of them are ones I want to try. But I can't, because he's not here. Cling, cling, cling. Hang on, there were supposed to be 4. Where'd the other 2 go? That, no. I may or may not have a lot of samples on my desk. Anyway. All of them are Scotch. And I have started to understand, not started to understand. I do lean to bourbons, but the logic there is they cost less. I think that Michter's was maybe 30 something odd dollars, maybe 38, 39. I don't remember. I have the receipt somewhere, maybe. Are you in here? The joys of being a complete mess of a person. Ah, nailed it. $39.99. What some would say is what, and some would say is just fine. But again, with the story that goes along with it, that'll be good. I was looking at much more expensive bottles too, so that was on the cheaper side because I'd never had one of my own. It has a good story. Not exactly a great story, but a good story. Don't you start. No creaking allowed. What else? I already told you guys that the videos for next week are set. Video for next week is set. And that is why I need to record this weekend and edit this weekend. And then maybe record and edit before next week even starts. We'll see. Trying to stay busy. That's not true. I'm trying to keep myself up to date. New chair is good, Zembu. Thank you. Click. I can actually lean back in it. And I don't know if it was obvious from this angle, but I was always like this in my other chair. Much better. Andrew Butler, what? The Weller 107? Because if so, that's not bad. Being a special pick and all, I'm sure the price is going to be more anyway. I don't know how much that is in dollars. But as far as, is that a pound symbol? I hope so, because I don't know what that money is. I feel like there's more than one different kind over there now. It's just my imagination. Anyway. If it's Port Weller 107, great. If Sir Weller Special Reserve, not so great. Not terrible, but not so great. As per what their options are. I've learned the hard way. Not the hard, but I learned getting a Special Reserve is good, because you get to try Buffalo Trace Weller, but also I know what Buffalo Trace products I like more than that. And Buffalo Trace itself, as just the whiskey, is one of those. I haven't put it in a flight yet, but like I was saying, I don't have a lot of... Well... Yeah, I could do that. I only have 3, though. I feel like I need 4. But I have Weller Special Reserve, Buffalo Trace itself, and Eagle Rare. Which, again, is a favorite of mine. For the moment, as long as I don't overdo it. I overdid it with Wild Turkey 101. So you'll note I do not have that around. I have Rare Breed, which is coming up. Don't worry. Ooh. Tater Dom, please do watch it. But I give you the gist of it. It is, I feel like it might have been better, or in the same vein, I don't remember exactly what I said, as a decent Jameson. Like, probably a little better, because Jameson is just kind of, it's Jameson. It's good. Believe me. If you have a neat pour of Jameson, you will be surprised. But I think that was the gist of it. And that was by the Fighting 16th as it is, like the regular release. If you're watching the Irene Tan video, if I even did one, I don't remember. That's a whole different story. Her picks are usually better. Oh, there you go. Yeah, 82, 86. Zebu got it. Doing math and stuff, I can't. That is a hefty chunk, but also Weller 107 would probably be around that in some places. I got my Weller 107 for $5. True story. You can ask me about it. Oh yeah, it's so good. I don't think I think those might be gone, but I don't know, since she did have a lot. But she's been doing more Clonakilty stuff lately. I believe she's getting less bottles of those. Still has a lot. In fact, if I can, if she keeps that up, I will have an Irish whiskey or two to do every March. Forever. As long as she's doing that. Because I buy one of those almost every time I see it. I know there's one I didn't really like. I don't remember which one. I'd have to try them all again at the same time. Which is a possibility if you go to Irene's store. Here we go. Yeah. Exactly. There's that, or there's Bushmills. I think it was Bushmills that was officially told to me that was used somewhere. I don't know. There's something. I think it was a How to Drink video I watched, or something along those lines, where they're making a Irish coffee, and they're talking about one way it's made at a very official place. It's all a blur now. Why I remember that a little bit, I don't know. Probably because I like Irish coffee. But the other thing I wanted to look up, and I know I did it. I can like see the thumbnail, the really bad thumbnail, of me holding Bushmills Red Label. That was good. I thought about buying more of that today. Yesterday, sorry, when I was at that liquor store. They also had Booker's on the shelf. Like not even that one. Again, that was donated recently. So it was wild for me to get that at, I think, a decent price. Like $99.99, technically. And then going to another store and seeing the more recent one going for about the same price. So I can say without being too off kilter that you can get a Booker's in my area for $100. They had at least 5. There were some lined up next to each other, and then a couple more on the shelf, literally on the shelf. That was wild. But they don't have any Buffalo Trace there. Unsurprisingly, a lot of places do yearly stuff with that. I think it's November, maybe. September, October, November, around that time. Autumn is a big bourbon time, so I don't know what I'm going to do exactly. I'll do something. Drink a lot of bourbon as it is. Speaking of, I don't have anything in my glass. Let's pour a little more. Coming to the end of the hour. How have I been talking this long? This is the most I've talked today. For the record, I talk to you guys more than anyone else on this planet. Almost. Talk to my family plenty. I just don't talk to lots of people at one time. I talked with about 3 other people today. Yeah. And that was just to get my coffee. And because I know the people who work there, so I chit-chatted a bit. In fact, there is a young man who I unfortunately watched, well, not unfortunately, but I've watched him grow up. It's really weird. But I've been in the area I've lived in for 10 years. And I've been going to the same cafe for, 5, 6, 7. Okay, go cheers. Drive safe. See you later. Probably next week for lunch or brunch. We like to do brunch. I like to do brunch because that includes mimosas. Crap, where was I? Oh, there's a young man who I've watched grow up, which is wild since I've just been in the area that long. He is the son of a woman who used to work at the cafe that now works at the cafe she used to work at. It's a little wild. And yeah, got my head wrapped around that. Anyway, it's a good kid. So I got to talk to him a little bit today. And he works in a liquor store. That's what I was getting to. Again, wild to me. And he must be a good kid because he's not trying to steal liquor from the place he works. He is not old enough. But as I like to say, I don't like to say, but I like to be a realistic about alcohol and people, at least younglings, teenagers specifically. Ooh, I assume he's a teenager. Oh, that also feels weird. Anyway, point is, he's a good kid and also works at a liquor store, so I have to stop in that liquor store and scope it out. I've been there once or twice, but since it's in the town I live in and it's not like everything else is closer, like I said earlier, I can walk to a liquor store down the road, but I don't because I don't like it. It tweaks me out unless they have the dog there. I had a dog there once. I remember that. Oh my gosh. This is the Eleanor bottle we're on to now. It is a whopping 58.5%. Going up. Tiny glasses. Weeded Eleanor. As you can get a Crowded Barrel. It is delightful. It is MSRP is MGP. I was left in Texas to toast a little. It smells glorious. Sugar Kitty Meow, where have you been? Hello. Welcome. You're just in time. I'm having more whiskey. I've been telling stories, though. We've missed all the stories. You have to watch everything. Oh my god. Been a minute. Ooh. Yeah. It's like a delicious ginger snap cinnamon cookie. Oh, it's nice. It's one of the softer ones, not the hard ones. Those I'm a fan. Like a bakery. It's great. Oh, cinnamon rolls. Also makes me think of that. So good. Oh, thank you. Zen boot. Wet my soul. Sorry, that was probably loud. Excellent shirt, Kitty. This stuff is delicious. I hope all of you get to try some Eleanor someday. Either by going to the Crowded Barrel, which I highly recommend. Whiskey Uncensored, what are you doing here? What are you doing in Michigan, actually? Hi. Welcome. I hope you're safe. Blink 3 times if you're... Are you on vacation? Are you whiskey hunting? Are you meeting whiskey folk? Thing that's going on right now. Seems more often. I'm not invited. Because they know I don't want to be invited. I don't want to go. Let me rephrase that. I don't. I like being invited as a courtesy, even when the person knows I probably won't go. Because I can always change my mind. It's happened. Happens a lot. Pinch Hitter Whiskey Lounge. Hello. You're welcome. Whiskey Uncensored. I am out of the loop. Oh well, that's a good reason. I've done that. Show up. Hey. How you doing? I was just in the area. I don't know why I've started to talk like this, but hey. I feel like I'd have to shift into that voice just to show up anywhere. How you doing? Nice place you got here. It'd be a shame if something happened. Bed pours in the park. That's a wait. I know I've heard of that. I just don't remember what it is. Is that a thing with the junkies? I got it. I've heard of it. It looks like chaos. I don't want it. I just hope everyone's safe and has a good time. That's all I worry about. I've said before, the junkies crowd can be very excitable. That sounds about right. With their beverage and bacon. Hello, Jesus. Hello. That seemed louder. Did I do a thing? Thank you. What does that say? Hope you don't spray all storytelling. I hope not. So for those of you who are in Michigan, you are now officially allowed to crash the party. Tell us where it is. No. I know that is a thing. I would like to do something like that someday, but I can't even regulate my own person, me-self. So the concept of trying to do a New England gathering of any sort is something I will leave up to Irene. And even that can only go so far. We did do the Roger Williams Spores in the Park thing. That was fun. But that was more local stuff. Yeah, that's something I'd like to do, but the whole process of even thinking about it and affording to do it, not me. But I love the idea of like a New England meetup. Probably in Connecticut, just to make things easier for Irene to be there with her barrel picks, because then people can come here, we all celebrate how cool whiskey is, and then you can get bottle picks from Irene and then go home and drink them and impress all your friends who can't have it. Sorry. Coming up to the end of the stream already. What happened? I ain't done here. Hey. What has happened? I know what's happened. So, does anyone watch Tulsa King? Paramount? Yeah, I did. Recently. At the recommendation of a friend. Again, thank you, Whistle Wetter. Whistle Wetter. I don't know if I like or dislike the fact that you can camouflage yourself. Because I know. PayPal tells all. That's what that is, by the way. And thank you for the sevens. I appreciate that. Yeah, what are we getting into here? It's like, I like the music, but it's really weird. Catch that all of a sudden. The girl, like, almost blues. Not blues, but it fits my mood. How's that? What's the name of this? Take a break. I like that. I agree. I keep clicking the wrong thing. There we go. Anyway, we're coming up to the last 5 minutes of the stream. Thank you for being here. Again, these streams will go longer when I do a raffle giveaway. I don't know exactly when that'll be. Possibly next week. Possibly the end of the month. I cannot keep up with doing it every week as much as I'd like to. Because it's a lot. It's definitely good to get a lot of entries to the raffle, but it also complicates things for me to actually get that done. I did it. I still have one more to do. But I did it. Every week in my birthday. So I hope those who got it did enjoy it. I know Mr. Great Shot, I need to figure that out still. I think I can definitely do that. We still don't know what the heck got messed up. What was my point? I had a point. Shoot. I lost it. So keep an eye out for giveaways. Oh, what I wanted to say, there it is I realized what my raffle thing is. Like, I always was doing it in I'm still doing it in a very particular way, where I use the random.org com, whatever that is, to change all the names up. Because in my head, the entry, where you put the ticket in the bowl, that's when you enter. You give the munas to enter. So that's one ticket in. And then the randomizer is shaking the thing around. I'll make it random. So the one that's on top, shake it around. And then the last process of me asking my phone I didn't say the G word. I don't want it to wake up. Anyhow, that is the pulling out and saying what it is. Like that. It's exactly like a ref. Or at least I realized that was a coincidental thing in my brain. So I hope that'll stick in yours, because I like the idea. I like it a lot. Thank you, Tiny Pores. I can finish faster. We're finishing with Wild Turkey Rare Breed. Barrel proof. This is coming in at 58.4. I think it's a little less than the Eleanor, isn't it? Yeah. 0.1 less. Close enough. Hello.
Maybe I'll just pour a little more tonight. Just a little, just slightly.
Okay. If you don't weight your corks, you should. Real corks. Just flip your bottle every once in a while. It's a good habit to have. Also do it. You can do it before you pour and then after. You don't need to. You don't need to do it twice. But if you do it before, that's just to help get the cork out. So I'm going to finish with Rare Breed. I will show you my pour, which doesn't look like a lot, but it's about an ounce. There you go. I've been good. Oh no, I don't think I've had more than 3 ounces. Give or take. And that in an hour isn't too bad. I won't have another one for a little bit. Possibly not even tonight. We'll see how I'm feeling. Right now I'm tired still. And that's about it. I'll figure it out. The rest of the evening will be nice and chill. I will mull over the type of things I'm doing next. I do have a lineup set for next week. Again, that video is set to go. Feels great. But I need to get the next 2 videos done. Sorry, the next 3, actually. Because this month has more weeks. There are more Wednesdays than most. And then I'm even starting to get into the month after that. What? September. September is a big month here, too, by the way. Because it is... I believe it's National Bourbon Month. Or at least, you know, Bourbon Month. And, if I'm remembering correctly, which I hope the flicking heck I am. Yes. The channelversary is September 1st. So that month will be another month where I try to do many giveaways. So tune in. And, you know, channelversary it up. I'm going to have to make a thumbnail. Damn it. But, so there'll be a lot of bourbon in September and a lot of celebrating. Because this channel's been going on for 4 years? 5 years? 4? Yeah, started in 2019. So 2020, 2021, 22, 23. We'll say 4. I'll figure that out later. My head hurts. Content creator in action. Yeah. Solo content creator in action. I'm not real great at it, but we're trying. What I tell people, I don't say I'm trying my best. I say I'm trying. Or I don't say I'll do my best. I'll say I'll try it. I'll try. That's it. That's all I got. I won't try my best. I will just try. My best is not always an option. Whoa, what beast. Oh yeah, that's definitely more wood forward and spicy than the Eleanor. The Eleanor is still delicious. I am doing, yes, me doing at least something. So I will keep doing as best I can. It's when I hit December when I'm going to get weird. Because then I'll have to do a lot more, but also a lot less. That makes any sense? 7 o'clock every day in December is what I'm shooting for, but we'll see. Once I figure out what I'm going to do, I still don't know if I'm doing an advent calendar or just picking 25 whiskeys I want to recommend. Something like that. Like my 25 favorite whiskeys calendar. 1 through 25. That will be the whole month of December. It's not a bad idea. There we go. We're 8 o'clock. Okay, folks. Thank you for being here. Thank you for thumbs. Thank you for the support. as always, again, Patreon, or just simply doing the like and subscribe. That's the thing that's going to keep this channel going in the long run. Getting more people involved in how awesome whiskey is. But with that, as always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. And I gotta figure out where to put this, and I will see you out there. Whee! Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Musings. You can find my social media and Patreon in the links below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.